Hello and good day to you. Greetings on this very warm morning in Israel. My name is Anthony Altman, and today's date is the 13th of August 2024. The title of this video is We Are Now Free. And this title of this video is taken from the title of the famous music and song in Italian from the film Gladiator, and now we are free. However, I mean it in a different sense. In the film Gladiator, Russell Crowe, the gladiator, was finally killed, and he joined his dead wife and son, and they were free of this mortal coil. My title, We Are Now Free, has a different meaning, and yet it's the same. Allow me to explain. I am ostensibly addressing in this video about 1% of the world's population, maybe a little bit less, perhaps, maybe a little bit more. The population of planet Earth is around about 8 billion people. And I wish to address approximately 80 to 100 million people. This is approximately 1%, not much, and yet it's quite a lot. This approximately 100 million people are starseeds. Starseeds are those people, those souls, who come from different galaxies, different planets, perhaps even different universes. And they come here to Israel in order to experience something that they chose to experience, and generally to be of service to humanity. I am a starseed. And as if that wasn't enough, I am also a first wave indigo. And this explains why my life has been extremely challenging. It is challenging for most starseeds and for most indigos, and the two together. Wow, what an experience this has been for the last 78 years. My birth was a trial and tribulation, was traumatic. I didn't want to be born. I knew what I was in store for. So I said, I changed my mind. And after 2 weeks beyond my birth date, the doctor said, bugger this. I want to go skiing, according to the stories my mother told me, in Europe. So he yanked me out with a very cold, impersonal forceps. And I guess that's why I have neck issues. Now, I have a lot to say in this video. At the moment on our planet, the beings who are in control are a reptilian contingent, which includes those from Draco, the constellation of Draco. And there are other groups of reptilians, but I think the Draco are the biggest group. And these are beings. They look like lizards, bipeds. They stand erect, around about 9 to 12 feet tall, carnivorous. They don't mind eating humans. They eat anything, really. And they roam the universe looking for places they can conquer where there's weakness. They're bullies. They go where they feel there's a chance that they can succeed in taking over a particular place. So they came to planet Earth for reasons of conquering. You know, it's similar to Star Wars, really, to be honest with you. It's all, you see, there is a universal law that's upheld by the Galactic Federation of Light and Free Worlds that says that nobody interferes with different civilizations unless the civilization invites such interference or allows such interference to happen. So over the years, until technology caught up with itself, and we had television in the 50s, and then movies, talking movies, the reptilians were able to control a number of human beings. And I don't want to go into that for the moment because that's another subject, and but if you're interested and you want to know more, you could contact me, or if you have contacts, there's plenty of information on the internet, but you have to look for it, or contact me. My website is down below, anthonyaltman.net. Send me a message on the contact page, and I'll be happy to share more information. So in order to get around this law, this universal law of non-interference, the reptilians were able to overcome, bribe, coerce, control, distort people who had a tendency to evil. The Satanists, the Luciferians, those sort of people. And these people became the reptilians' proxies, the puppets, the real puppets. And television programs and movies contained storylines that actually tell people what is going to happen here. And nobody believes it because it's science fiction. It's in a movie. It's not true. But that's how they informed the people of what their intention was. And because the people didn't say anything, because the people didn't say, no, we don't want that, because the people just went along with it, thinking that it was nothing to worry about, science fiction, just entertainment, whatever, the reptilians were then allowed to infiltrate our planet. And we have the mess that we're in right now. And it started a long, long time ago, even before television, when the medical system was changed, the educational system was changed in order to teach what the reptilians wanted the Earth people to learn. And how they got past the universal law before the television, I'm not sure. But suffice to say that they have now been able to have more or less total control of this planet and the people. It's like there's a word in French, and I'm just having a space in my mind. Carte blanche, thank you. Carte blanche, white card. Could do anything, more or less. Because the people generally have now been sufficiently dumbed down, poisoned, and injured, and psychologically injured and disturbed. And now they have more or less carte blanche. And still the people don't know. And when I talk to them and other people talk to them about this, don't know. So my audience is about 100 million people, the Starseeds, and perhaps another 100 or 200 million people of the indigos, crystals, the rainbow people, the super psychic people, and the people who have sufficiently awakened. So if it's 400 million people, we're talking about 5% of the population. The rest, 95%, are too dumbed down, too asleep, and they don't know what's going on, and it's impossible to help them. So what does this mean? It means that humanity has chosen, consciously or unconsciously, a direction to follow. They've set their course. And by everything that's happening to date, and I'm including now the fact that today or tomorrow, there may well be an all-out war here in the Middle East with Israel. Iran is apparently preparing to attack Israel again. And Israel is preparing to defend itself, and who knows, maybe even do something before. I forget the word for that. I'm having a lot of challenges operating, and I'm going to tell you a little why very soon. This war with Iran, apparently, they have more soldiers than Israel, but Israel has a much better armament situation. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think Iran is going to succeed. However, Iran is not 100% secure, but they want to avenge themselves of the death of Haniyeh, the Gaza leader, and Syria, Iraq, and who knows who else may be seconded. Lebanon definitely will be. We are getting, yesterday or the day, a few days ago, we had 30 rockets on our area around our kibbutz where I live. And it's really quite crazy. The war in Ukraine is continuing with Russia. And I don't know whether you know this, this is a little bit of an aside, but according to what I have read, Putin of Russia has now established an elite military group to destroy the pedophile rings and the supply of adrenochrome. And they, about last month, I think, they discovered an Israeli registered ship, what I'm sad to say, with children on board who were having this adrenochrome removed, extracted, a prison ship. And so, according to what I read, I don't know how true this is, Putin released the children, looked after them. Putin has now found, this military group have found a child farm with hundreds of children tied down to metal cots with blood being extracted to supply the lucrative adrenochrome industry. And he took those children and he's looking after them and trying to help them get better. Now, I don't know how true this information is, but I know that in Israel there is an evil contingent. I know that in America there's a huge evil contingent, including Hollywood and all the top brass, and very much so in United Kingdom, France, Germany, and goes on and on and on. So we're in a big mess here. And the way things are going, and the fact that so many people don't know what's going on, I feel very strongly that unless a miracle happens, and to be honest with you, I'm not holding my breath, humanity is doomed as we know it. And there will be perhaps 1, 2, 300, 400, maybe 500 million survivors. And these survivors are the people who will recover and be able to remove the evil, because by that time the evil may be destroyed also. And the survivors will create a golden age for humanity for several thousand years. And this is the job of the starseeds incarnated into human bodies, the indigo people, the crystal people, the Buddha people, the rainbow people, and I'm not talking about the gays. It's a different thing. Talk about consciousness and energy, souls, and the super psychics and the various other groups that will actually create the golden age. People like me, 78 years of age, well, I won't be here. However, my wife was recently contacted by her deceased mother and Archangel Gabriel. And we were told, or she was told, confirmed, because we have been talking about this, that very soon we will be removed so that we can go back home to our original planet. This fills me with great joy, because living on this planet with all this tragedy and all this suffering and all this evil has been very challenging for me. I'm sure for a lot of people, but there's nothing more that can be done other than perhaps help waken or inspire or motivate, help wake up 1 or 2 people here and there. But the die is cast now. It's too late. The decision has been made, consciously or unconsciously. And now the consequences have to be fulfilled. The universe says, okay, if this is what you want, then this is what's going to happen. And that has to work itself out, as I said, unless there is a miracle. And I don't see a miracle because people are to learn lessons of life, the lessons of what thoughts do, what speech does, what actions do, what silence does, what non-action does. They have to learn this. And it may well be the following subsequent lifetimes, incarnations, that such people will learn this. So I was inspired to look on the internet, and I found it on YouTube. This, of course, this information I'm going to share with you does not threaten YouTube, so there's no censorship as far as I could see. And there are a few people who are actually providing information about different star seeds, whether you come from Cassiopeia, Arcturus, Sirius, Lyra, Andromeda, and various other constellations or even planets. And I've listened to two different people, and I'm going to include one video of a guy, Hayden Crawford. I'm not sure if he's English, living in Australia, because his accent is like a little confusing. And he gives 12 signs that show that you could be a starseed. And if you're interested, I recommend you watch that. And then, if you're interested, just follow through with his other videos. He's got quite a few on there. I've discovered that there is a very strong possibility that I am Andromedan. I've always had a connection with Andromeda, and yet I feel a connection with Cassiopeia, Sirius, Arcturus, and it seems to be common with Andromedas, who are great travelers. And on this planet, I've traveled a lot. And I think before this planet, in the stars, I traveled a lot because I seem to have a familiarity with quite a few different places. But Andromeda seems to be the place that resonates more with me. So I'm really would be very happy if I could go back to Andromeda and just recalibrate my body. I don't know what would happen, because the physical body is different in Andromeda, because they are like a fifth dimensional civilization all the way up to 12th dimension. I don't know where I came from, but I feel that my time here on planet Earth is coming to a close now. There's nothing more I can do. And I feel I've learned as much as I can learn, and I've done as much as I want to do, and I'm ready to go. The other alternative is to be killed by a bomb or rocket or whatever they've got going here. And I'm okay with that too. I don't mind if it's time for me to leave, because this is not the only rodeo in town. There's so much going on elsewhere, and I like learning and experiencing and going on adventures, and most of all, to be of service to other people. I'm not really that much of service to humans, because most humans are not interested. But there are a few with whom, or for whom, I can offer inspiration, motivation. As you can see from this video, I'm unusual, to say the least. But I have a good heart. I have a great intention to learn as much as I can, to experience as much as I can, and to assist as many people as possible, animals, the earth, whatever. And maybe I will be able to come back as some kind of emissary of some kind and be of further service, because in the course of time, when the survivors are rebuilding, they will be more open to extraterrestrial involvement. And the extraterrestrials will then be able to assist them to rebuild. And that excites me. So if you are, and if you feel you are different, and I urge you to watch this video of Hayden Crawford, and I've written his link in the synopsis below. If you feel different and you don't really fit in, you feel homesick, people don't understand you, then the likelihood is that you do not originate from planet Earth. You originate from somewhere else, and you could be a starseed. And even if you're not a starseed, but you do originate, or your soul originates from another planet, it's still good to listen to this information and to help remind you of your origins, your greater origins. It will also, if I may say, be important for you to do whatever you can to develop your greater potential as a human being, as a soul, and as a greater being, wherever you may have come from. And to develop more consciousness, because everything I'm talking about is all structured in consciousness. And the more consciousness you're able to access, embody, reflect, will enable you to transcend the limitations and shackles of this third dimensional existence here on planet Earth during these very, very difficult existential times of trial and tribulation. And it's all meant to happen, because if it wasn't meant to happen, the people would be more awake. The people are not more awake. They are not awake. They're asleep. So this is really what is required to happen to help people learn big lessons. And the people who don't need to learn these lessons, we will be able to either be the survivors or to move on to other realms and continue our process of evolution. I know this is really a far out different video, but as I said, it's only going to resonate with a very small group of you. The rest, don't worry about it, just ignore it, just move on. If you are interested in discussing it with me, I'd be happy to discuss it. Whoever you are, everybody deserves an opportunity to develop more of their potential, more consciousness. And it doesn't matter how asleep one is, there is always that possibility that somehow something happens and they can wake up. And that means that they are able to bypass having to reincarnate many times over. They can actually wake up a bit more or a lot more right now. And that's my hope. Thank you for joining me on this really strange and wonderful road less traveled, the road of the Starseeds. And I await to communicate with you another time. Thank you.